Alright, I want to talk about the problem that we had in class yesterday and kind of walk through this with you, the roller coaster one, number 1. So the first thing that you want to do when you're trying to do this problem is you want to take your calculator, go to a new document, and add a graph one, and you want to type this graph in. So it's going to be negative 0. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 5. And then parentheses x, parentheses x minus 45, close parentheses x minus 45. And then we've got an x minus 120. Two of those. And then an x minus 150. Put those all in. If you need to pause it right now because you're not quite up with me, go ahead and pause it and get that in, and then go ahead and start it back up once you got it all settled. I'm going to zoom it in really close on the graph so we can kind of see what this looks like. Right. So if you're looking at the graph, you're probably looking at it and going, whoa, I can't really see anything right now. So let's change the graph to match the graph on ours. So if we go to menu, 4 for window zoom, and then 1 is window settings, and then for our x values we started at 0. Let's start yours at negative 10 though. We're good with negative 10, and we're going to go through 160. We'll talk about why we did it at negative 10 instead of 0 on yours, and then we'll go from 0 for our y min all the way up through 400, because if you look at your paper here, it goes all the way up to 400. Alright, so we'll come back over here and hit enter, and now the graph, see if this can adjust a little bit so you can see it. Might be a little bit hard for you to see, but it goes up here, comes down, goes up, goes down, comes up, and goes down, just like this one right here does. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the answers here, some of the work that you might work through to figure this out. So what degree polynomial is the polynomial represented? All right. So what you want to think about is how many solutions could it have? What degree is it? How many factors do we have here? If you look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factors here. So that means that it's going to be a 6-degree polynomial. Also, if you were to draw a line right here, you could have up to 6 solutions, even though this one only has 1, 2, 3, 4 solutions. It also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. All right, so this is a 6-degree polynomial from all of that stuff that we just talked about. All right, how high in the air are you after you are 5 yards into the ride? All right, so these aren't 1 each here. This doesn't, because it goes all the way up to 160, and there aren't 160 of those. So if you take your calculator and you go to the table, Control T, and you look at the table, let's see if we can actually get it to show up here. There we go. Focus a little bit here. There we go. And then we go down to where x is 5. And at 5, it's 230.115 feet in the air. So 5 yards into the ride, you are 230.115 feet in the air. Right? How long is the ride in yards? All right, let's zoom this back out so we can see this a little bit. How long is the ride in yards? And if you look at this, this is our yards, this is our feet, and this is our distance we've traveled, and this is the height that we are currently. All right, and if you look all the way at the end, we've got the 160 right here, but it ends just short of 160. And when it touches this, this is what's called a solution. And if you look up here, the solution is 150 is going to be our largest solution. So 150 yards. Now we're going to go down to how many times are you 150 yards in the air. This is where we're going to want to go back to our calculator. And we're going to want to, let's see if we can get this to work again. There we go. You want to hit tab, and in F2 you can put the function f2 of x equals 150. Hit enter, and you can see that it crosses 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? So what you can do is you can put that in your calculator and figure out where they intersect by going menu, analyze graph, intersection, which is 4, and then click on each of those. And there's one right there at 89.4 yards. You're going to be 150 yards or 150 feet in the air. Check that one, check the next one, and check the last one. The first hill looks really tall. How tall exactly is that hill? So if you take your calculator again, let's see if we can get this back up here. There we go. You want to know how tall that hill is, so you go to menu, analyze graph again. That would be a maximum. Now we don't have a maximum for the function. We do have to click on this one now, so it knows which graph we're looking at. And click on one side of it, drag it over to the other side, and it will give you that maximum right there. And at 11.7 yards, you are 316 feet in the air. The second hill looks like it's about half the size of the first hill. Is it more or less?